Okay. There's a part in the clip. I'm just gonna say the clip because we all know what it means. The clip that everybody's talking about. There's a part that I want to talk about, and it's a part where one of the girls says, all my, I believe she said, my white friends or non-black friends or whatever, they were, getting married, having kids at 25. Okay. Now, what does that mean? Now, if you just leave it at that, what are people going to say? Well, they're not trying to be as professional, right? The black woman, she's trying to kick ass, she's trying to go to the top, and these other women, they're just falling off, and, they're kind of relying on their men, and they're taking the back seat. But this is the myth that I think a lot of black women don't understand. Now, first of all, you have certain careers that take a lot of your time. I would probably, because I have some friends in med school and some even in law school, I know that those sorts of careers take a lot of time. The very nature of it, it's almost a weeding out process. Because of those types of careers where people want the best of the best, it has to be very labor intensive. But as far as a lot of other programs that people get themselves into, whether it's the MBA or this, that, and the third, it's not that labor intensive to the point where you have no time. If you talk to a law school student, and even law school is only 3 years, mind you, but if you talk to a med school student, it's very labor intensive, right? They have no time for pretty much anything. There's no time. And their programs are designed for that. That's the whole point. Their programs are tailored that it takes so much of their time where you're not even allowed to work. That's all you do is school. All you do is school because, like I said, they need you to be the best of the best of the best. That's what they want out of you. But as far as the other professional degrees and PhD, this, master's degrees, that, they're not as labor intensive. Okay? And like other people have said before, it's not like these women are into math and sciences. So yeah, you have some in law, but for the most part, they're not in those industries, okay? So when they're going to school and they're getting educated and they're getting their jobs, there's still opportunity, okay? My program that I'm in now, every week, like I said before, every week, I get an email from a classmate, oh, I'm not going to be there because I'm getting married, or my classmate is getting married, or my sorority sister's getting married, and we're all between the ages of 24 and 27. Are these women dropping out of school? No. They're still getting their master's degrees or their MBAs or whatever they want to get. They're doing both. And that is the myth. There's this myth that non-black women get to go to school, get just as educated, and then when they're done, there's men waiting hand and foot for them. No. They're doing both. And why? A, because the men that they're with are also doing the same thing. And B, just because you're with somebody does not mean you have to start pumping out kids or you have to buy a house and, pretty much throw that huge ass anchor down. No. You don't have to be. When you go on a journey, do you have to go on a journey by yourself? Think about it. If you're going on a journey, do you have to go alone? No. Two people can go on a journey, but with the way I think black men and women think, it's this whole idea that the second you're with somebody else, you have to throw down this anchor. They're still on their journey. Same thing with the dudes. Okay, I'm in education, so there's only a handful of dudes in my program, but a lot of them are roughly a little bit older than me, and they're nowhere near where they want to be. We're in the same boat. But a lot of them are like, hey, Pink, can you do me a favor? Can you send me some notes? Can you fax me some notes? I'm going to be gone for a week or two. Me and my wife are going on a honeymoon, or my brother's getting married, or one of my fraternity brothers is getting married. So they're doing both. Because to be real with you, a lot of these professions and these grad schools and PhD programs and master degree programs, they're not as labor intensive as people want to make it out to be. The only really, truly labor-intensive program, to be real with you, to be honest with you, is people who are in the medical school field. Because of the nature of what they're trying to do. You're dealing with people's lives. So yes, you have to be the best of the best. And in law, of course, because people could be going to jail. Serious. That's why those two are so labor intensive. But as far as all the other things out there, no. So other people are getting the same type of degrees that black women are getting. They're going after the same sort of careers. They have the same sort of dreams and aspirations, but they're doing both. So her comment in regards to the clip about, oh, my friends were 25 doing this, what were you doing? At 25, if somebody said you're going to get married or you're going to settle down, you would say no. You're trying to kick ass. You're not trying to have kids. You're not trying to throw down the anchor. No one is saying that that's what you're supposed to do. And that is not what other people are doing. I'll even take a look at Asian people. Okay, in terms of the Asian people that I know, the women are just as professional, or even Indian women. They have the professional itch to the same degree that black women have. And to be real with you, those women are even more represented in math and sciences, especially in the sciences. But yet they can still do it as well. They can still have their professional itch, but understand that you can still be in some sort of serious relationship with a guy. Because like I said before, A, he's doing his thing as well. And B, being in a committed relationship or just being with somebody serious does not mean you have to start having kids and you have to look to go buy a house. You know, I always look at my parents as a template sometimes in terms of one of the things that they did right. They were still struggling. They were still struggling. Dad was working some dead-end job, still going to school. Mom was working some job, still in school with my older sister, right? So it wasn't an ideal situation, but they were still going. You know, my mom didn't say, I'm going to wait till I get done with what I have to do, then get married. And my dad wasn't like, oh, you know, I'm going to wait till I become, you know, a baller to figure out I want to settle down. No, it doesn't work that way. So at the end of the day, you can do both, right? I've been on the other side. I'm going through it right now in terms of this whole school thing. And to be real with you, it's an overrated experience. People want to put dubs on everything. And with all these black women who are getting their MBAs and social work, this and that, I know your programs because I am in a closely related one. So I know what's going on. You can't front, you can't lie. The problem is you're just not looking for it. Simple as that. Simple as that. So, you know, I have to dispel the bullshit. I have no sympathy for these women who want to come on and act as if non-black women are doing the same thing as black women, but they get the men in the end. No, they're doing it while they're on the come up as well in terms of their career. And it's really only the people who are in med school and law school who really don't have the time. So if you told me I'm a black chick and I'm in med school, or I'm a black chick and I was in law school, I can say, okay, I can understand why you didn't have the time in your 20s. But as far as everything else, it's complete BS. Because the same dudes that you want are going through the same thing. And you don't have to believe me. I know people are going to say, you don't know what the hell you're talking about just because I'm a dude. But just look. It's in front of your face. You know, stop looking at what non-black women are doing in terms of their happiness and relationship at the end. So don't look at the 33-year-old white girl who's married and she has kids and she has the career and she has the husband and they're living that American lifestyle, right? Don't do that. Look at what she was doing before. Don't look at the end of her story. Look at the middle of her story. Look at the beginning of her story. And then you understand what I'm talking about. So you take it easy. God bless.